Hello and thanks for watching Best Maths Tutors. I'm continuing to go through our series on algebra, and this time we're looking at multiplying out single brackets. So we're going to start looking at simple examples and then move up to more complicated examples. So this first one here, we've got 3 outside a bracket and x plus 2 inside the bracket. So what that actually means is it means 3 and then times whatever inside the bracket. So when we don't have anything between the number or letter we can have sometimes in front of the bracket, it actually means multiply. So what we're going to do is we're going to take every number inside the bracket and multiply it by the 3 that's outside. So first of all, I'm going to do the 3 times the x, and that will give me 3x. And then I'm going to multiply the 3 and the 2 together. So 3 times 2 will give us 6. So that's a positive 3 there, and a positive 2 will actually give us a positive 6. So that's that first one done. So the next one I've got, possibly slightly more difficult. Again, we're multiplying everything inside the bracket by the number that's in front of the bracket. And we're going to go, first of all, 6 times 2a. So we can say 6 times 2a is actually 12a. So we've got 6 lots of 2a, so that would give us 12 a's overall. Then we're going to multiply the 6 and the 3b together. So 6 lots of 3b would give us 18b. So that's, again, both numbers are positive. That's a positive 6 and a positive 3. So that's going to give us positive or plus 18b. And then we're going to multiply the 6 by the negative c there that we've got, the minus c. So 6 times c would give us 6c. But then because it's a positive times a negative, then that will give us a negative. Because we do know that a positive and a positive will give us a positive and a negative will give us a negative. Negative and positive also give us negative, and negative give us a positive. So what we've got there is a positive and a negative, which gives us this one here, actually the one above, there we go, positive and negative, which will give us a negative answer. So that's why I've got the minus there. The next one, we've got a 2x outside the bracket this time. So we've not just got a single number, we've got a 2x, and that 2x is going to multiply each part that's inside the bracket there. So 2x times 3x, well, we can multiply the number part first of all. So 2 times 3 is going to give us 6. And then we can multiply the bits with the x's. So x times x will actually give us x squared. So that's the 2x times 3x gives us x squared. And then we're going to go the 2x times by the 5. So we've already done 2x times 3x. We're going to go 2x times by the 5. So the number parts multiplied together, 2 times 5 is 10. And then we've just got an x there, so 10x. So moving on, we've got question 4 that I've made up. So slightly more complicated again. So this time we've got 6a outside the bracket. So 6a has to multiply everything that's inside the bracket there. So we go, first of all, 6a times a. So we can think of the a as being a 1a, if we like. So multiply the number bits together, first of all. 6 times 1 will just give us a 6. And then we can multiply the a parts together. And a times a will give us a squared. So the result of multiplying 6a and a together is to get 6a squared. Then we're going to multiply 6a and b together. So to do that, we can imagine that there's a 1 in front of the b if we like there again. So doing the number part, we've got 6 times 1 will just give us 6. There isn't any a's in this bit here. So we can just say, well, we've got a just times 1 will just give us a there. And then we're going to multiply by the b. So there isn't any b's in this part. So really, we just end up with this b here, and that gives us 6ab. Now we're going to do the 6a times the 2ab. So for that part, we take the 6 and the 2, multiply them together, and we can see that we've got 6 times 2 is 12. Then we can multiply the a bit with the a bit in there. So that would just give us a times a is a squared. And then we can go the b parts. So can consider that there isn't a b here. There's just a 1. So it's 1 times b will give us b. So 6a times 2ab gives us 12a squared b. Moving on to our next example, we've got 2 sets of single brackets now. So the method for this is that we multiply each bracket out separately, similar to how we've done before. And then we collect up terms, as we've talked about in an earlier video. So we do the 3x times the 2x. So if we look at the number part, 3 times 2 is 6. And then the letter part there, x times x, will give us x squared. If we look at the next bit of that first bracket, we've got 3x times 5. So that will give us 15x. And now we need to look at the second bracket. It's important to look at the sign in front of the number, but the bit in front of the second bracket there. So that's a positive there. And we can see that we've got positive 2x times 6x there. So the result is going to be positive. And that's going to give us 12 if I multiply the 2 by the 6. And then x by x will give us x squared. And then we've got 2x times by the 2 now in this bracket. So 2 lots of 2x, if we think of it like that. So we're doing this bit now. We've already done this bit, we're doing this bit now. So the 2x times the 2 will give us 4x. And now what we need to do is collect up the like terms. So the like terms are the bits that are like each other. And so we can say we've got x squareds, they're like each other. And we've got x's, which we can collect up. They are like each other as well. So I'm going to rewrite it, and I'm going to put the bits that are like terms next to each other. So I'm going to put the 6x squared, and then I'm going to move the 12x squared and write it next to it. So 12x squared. And then I've got the 15x now. I'm going to put that there. And I'm going to put the 4x next to it. Keeping in mind I've got to keep the sign. They're all positive at the moment, but I've got to keep the sign next to it as well. So then if I simplify that, I've got 6x squared plus 12x squared. And that will give me 18x squared. And then I've got the 15x and the 4x. So if I do that part, 15 plus 4 is 19. So I've got 19x. And that's that one done. And now I'm going to look at another one where I've got 2 sets of single brackets. And I've put some minus signs in this one to make it just a little bit more complicated. So what we've got is got 5a times 2a. First of all, doing the first set of brackets. So 5a times 2a, the number bits, is going to give me 10. And then the letter bits, the a times a, will give me a squared. Now I'm going to multiply the 5a by negative b there, minus b. And so if I do that, I can say, well, 5a times b is just actually 5ab. And I've got a positive number there times by a negative number. And so overall, that's going to give me a negative answer. So that's minus 5ab. Now I'm going to multiply out the second set of brackets. So I've got this minus 3a, and I've got to make sure I'm considering that it's a minus there as well. I've got to be aware of that. So minus 3a times a is going to give me minus 3, and then a times a is a squared. Now I've done that one. It's always handy to do these little lines so you don't get mixed up and miss out certain ones that you've got to multiply together. So now I'm going to multiply the minus 3a there and the minus 2b there. So if I do that, a negative times a negative, as we said above, is equal to a positive, will give us a positive. So actually, the result of multiplying these two out is to give us a positive. And then we can just go ahead with actually doing the multiplication. So 3 times 2 is 6. A times B is just AB, 6AB. And the next thing that I'm going to do is try and do any simplification that I can. So that involves collecting up like terms first of all. So collecting up like terms means just writing the things that are like each other next to each other. So I'm going to take my 10a squared, look for any other a squared. So I've got this one here, and I'm going to move that, including the sign in front of it. I'll put it next to the 10a squared. There we go. And then I'm going to look at the ABs. So there we go. There's the ABs. That's got a minus in front of it, and I'm going to put that there. Minus 5AB. I'm going to look for any other ABs. So there's my other ABs, which is there. So I'm going to write plus 6AB. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to simplify it, remembering that I can only actually simplify bits that are like each other. So the a squareds, if I'm looking at them, I've got 10a squareds, take away 3a squareds. That's going to give me 7a squareds. And now I've got the minus 5ab plus the 6ab. And so if I think about a number line, there's 0. And if I go down further to minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, that's where I am currently with this one. And then I'm going to add 6 to it. So I'm actually going to go up by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that will take me to positive 1. There's 0. So in fact, minus 5ab plus 6ab is going to give us 1ab. So that's positive 1ab. And I can simplify the 1ab by writing it as just ab. So that's going to be 7a squared plus ab. And that's it. I hope that's helpful to you. And if it is, please consider subscribing to our channel to see all the rest of our videos. Thanks for watching.